My name is Jeff, and this is my first talking head vlog video. I've had a YouTube channel for a while. I do a lot of weird videos, mostly like cooking and things like that, and some product reviews and things that I bought, which I really like. I'm shooting on the Osmo Pocket 3 right now, and it's a pretty decent camera. It's got the 1-inch sensor, and I like the quality. But anyway, that's not what I'm here to talk about. What I'm here to talk about right now is that in the last 135 days, I have dropped 60 pounds, and that is considerable amount of weight for me. I was at 320 pounds, and as you can see, here's a picture of me right here at 329 pounds. I'm a big guy. I'm 5'10", and I look just bloated in this picture. I was pretty miserable. I think my pants were a size 46 and my sweater was a 4X. I was out in Colorado visiting my dad, and it was just embarrassing that I had gotten so big. It was 320 pounds. Like, wow. So the reason I decided to go on this carnivore diet was because in January, January 29th exactly, I went in for my annual physical with my doctor, and she gave me the beat up session again, her annual beat up session, where she told me that I need to lose weight or I was going to die. And I played along with her. I really didn't care about what she had to say, because it was always the same speech. You're going to die. You got to take care of yourself. You got to lose some weight. And so after the conversation and her telling me that I had a lot of visceral fat and that I was really overweight, I was talking to her about the band surgery. She wanted me to do the band surgery, the lap band surgery around my stomach. And I was absolutely not interested in that. And I told her that. And so we had another conversation, and she asked me if I understood about mitochondrial health and how to increase my mitochondria. And she suggested I take in more protein and that I look into maybe the Atkins diet. And I said, yeah, I've done the Atkins diet before years ago. I'm 57 almost now at the time. And I said, yeah, I did it in my early 20s. And I had pretty good success. I actually lost about 25 pounds when I was 230 pounds. I got myself back down to 205. And I was in good shape back then. I mean, I was a little chubby, but I was in good shape. And so I agreed I would look into it, and I would try. I also agreed last year I'd try, and she sent me to the nutritionist, which that cost me about $600 for labs. And then she put me on metformin for 4 months, and then that didn't work. She was trying to put me on Ozempic, but the insurance wouldn't cover that, and I wasn't going to pay $900 for that. And the year before that, she wanted to have me doing chair exercises. So I reluctantly said, yeah, okay, whatever. So I went home, and I hopped on YouTube a couple of days later, and I started looking up high protein diets, Atkins diets, and I stumbled across some keto diets. And I didn't really know what keto was, but it turns out keto is basically Atkins, only renamed, rebranded. And the carnivore diet was basically a keto diet, only it was um, a little more strict, a little more insane. And so I watched a bunch of videos. There's Ken Berry, MD, and Sean Baker, MD, and Andrew Shafee. Apologize if I'm not saying your name right, MD. And these guys had some information that was pretty good. I started to grasp what the carnivore diet was and how it worked and the theories behind it. Basically, you eat fat, and fat is burned as energy directly into the system. You convince your body that it doesn't need the carbs, and you revert your body back to the way it was intended to be used initially, using body fat and using the food that you eat. So you reduce your carbs, and when the carbs are almost zero, you are now in ketosis, and ketosis is the state at which your body will use excess stored fat. So this is the premise on the diet, and it made sense to me. And then I started watching a bunch of videos, different people like me talking about their success. And I was hearing people that were losing 40 to 70 pounds in 90 days on this diet, which I thought was a little ridiculous, to be honest with you. I mean, yeah, sure. Yeah, it was probably like 8 months is when they took that much amount of time to lose 45 or 70 pounds. It's a lot of weight to lose in such a quick period of time. But they were big people supposedly too. So, and I know that when you're a heavy guy, especially me, 320 pounds, I know that going on a small diet will reduce your weight relatively quickly. But the problem is then you stall. Um, so I did the research a little bit more, and I was reading the comments, and a lot of the people in the comments were praising the diet. There were a few people who go, "Oh, you guys are going to die," yeah, but the majority of the people were praising the diet. They said they'd already been on the diet, they were on the diet, um, and that it was very good and it worked, and that they didn't have any side effects. Some of the side effects they do talk about in this diet is the keto flu, which is when your system is flushing out all that excessive water. It's got to come out somewhere, and you better be near a toilet when that happens. And I've had that happen quite a bit, especially when I've kind of gone off the ranch a little bit and eaten things I shouldn't have eaten. Um, and other people were talking about some of the things that they were having problems. Like I had at about a month or so, I started getting tingly fingers, and I got nervous. I thought there was something on. I was getting chest palpitations too a little bit, and they were just basically. It turned out that I thought I was having a heart attack or something, because that's what they kept telling me. Everyone that I talked to, oh, you can have a heart attack. So I thought I was having a heart attack half the time. But through research and following some of these people that were talking about the stuff, I realized what was really going on is I was having electrolyte imbalances, and I started to drink a lot more salt. I bought some of those elements. I don't use them that much, but I got the element drinks, the electrolyte drinks. I was drinking the Diet Gatorade, or the I don't know if that's any good for me, but I was doing it. It was 0 calories, and it seemed to help, and it kind of passed, and that was good. So in the first 30 days, I lost 20 pounds from 320 down to 300. Um, I lost 10 pounds in the first 2 weeks, and I was pretty blown away by that. But I knew it was mostly water weight. But then to lose another 10 pounds on top of that, I knew that it was some of that had to actually be weight. I was eating 2,200 calories, mostly mostly protein. My meals consisted of three eggs in the morning, 4 or 5 slices of bacon also, and then in the afternoon I would eat a steak, and I usually ate like a 12-ounce ribeye. Um, Ribeyes are pretty expensive, so I found alternative ways to get around that baloney, by the way. So at the end of the 30 days, I talked to my wife, and I said, "Hey, I think I want to try this a little longer than 30 days," because she initially agreed to just let me try for 30 days. And she liked the results. My wife's like 115 pounds, so she's not really thrilled to be married to a 320-pound guy. That's not where we met. I think when we met, I was 245 pounds or something like that. And when we got married, I had hit 260, maybe 265. So I was quite a ways away from the guy she met initially 20 something years ago. So she agreed, and I did it for another 30 days. So now I was on 60 days. And at the 60-day mark, I had dropped, I was down to 30 pounds. So 30 pounds. So I dropped another, I was 32 pounds. I dropped another 12 pounds. And so that was good. I was pretty happy with that. And then the following month, on the third month, the 90-day point, I was down 45 pounds. And so I decided, I said to her, I go, should I come off this diet? I mean, we're good. And I think it was 45 pounds, so that was 275, I think, right? So in 90 days, I was 275 pounds. So fast forward it now, I am at day 135 and I am weighing in at 260 pounds. And that's 135 days or 4 months and 2 weeks, if you want to look at it that way. Um, I'm averaging right now about 0.45 pounds a day off. Um, at the beginning, it was a lot more. It was almost like 0.55, and it just seems to level off. I think again, like I said, the initial weight loss was much greater. I've gone out a few times and I've cheated on this diet, and not really cheated, but I knew I was going to go out. Like after I did my 90 days, I went out and I had a couple of veal palm eggplant dinners. I had two and some wine. Um, Family events mostly. And when I go out to dinner, I typically will have a small salad with blue cheese and maybe the summer squash and zucchini if they have that, or I will have just a salad. At home, I'll make egg drop soup, my version of it, which is eggs, water, bok choy, and miso paste, which tastes really good. And it's only like 100 calories per serving, which is great. I did try the chaffles, the almond chaffles for a while, and they're okay, but I don't seem to be craving them anymore. I think initially I was craving things really bad. Um, so I experimented. My basement is full of keto friendly stuff and things to try to make fake bread. And I decided that was I wasn't losing the weight. I think that's what some of my lower weight drops there. And so I decided to just kind of put that on the burner for now. Because I do want to lose the weight. And if I do lose the weight that I want, I can't go back to eating the way I used to eat, but I can maybe switch it over to keto and try to eat some of these alternative things, which they look pretty good. Some of the stuff that you see on these cooking channels with the keto. I don't want to tempt you to do that stuff, but it's something I'm not 100% sure on how I'm going to approach it. Um, I think once I get to that weight, once in a while, the cheat is going to be okay as long as I don't go crazy. When I was on like the Atkins diet all those years ago, I stayed away from McDonald's for almost a full year. And then I conned myself into going back and I lost track of what was really going on. But I wasn't that overweight to begin with. It was just a few pounds. It was kind of like, hey, I don't fit in the pants right anymore thing. So this is a lot more dramatic for me. This is life changing. And even though I kind of realized that I need to stick with the program, I'm not gonna. It's very easy to get back onto an all meat program. Literally, the only inconvenience is just being out of ketosis for a day or two until I get back into it, and then I get like kind of about a keto flu again, real quick, but in and out. Um, my goal on this is to kind of talk to people. There's other ways to do this diet besides just the one way, which is the right way. There's other ways too. I think 60 pounds in less than 5 months is a success. And I'm planning on getting down to 185, which was my high school weight, which is probably unrealistic at this point because I am 5'10" and I was always a heavy kid. I worked out a lot at the gym and stuff when I was younger. Once I get out of high school. So I don't know if 185 is attainable, but at least 190, 195 anyway. And I want the information to get out there. It's important for me to share because people were there to share with me, and if that's the least I can do is pay it forward a little bit. I'm planning on trying to do a weekly vlog, something that is has some purpose and something that I can explain how things worked for me and what I did a little more clearly and some of the pitfalls and the situations that I ran into. And just to continue to go into what's going on. So if you're interested in this kind of information, please subscribe to my channel and hit the thumbs up button and hit the bell icon so that you know when I'm on. And I hope that this helps anybody. Um, I don't know if it will or not, but certainly I don't have a huge YouTube audience now. I think I'm at about 500 people, if even. And I know that people watch my videos because I do get a lot of, like on some of the videos, I get a lot of hits. And I might want to have to take down my pizza cooking videos and some of the other ones. But I have, like I said, I'm going to do some videos on what I do to cook my food because one of the easiest things I do is I sous vide my steaks. I freeze them and then I sous vide 2 or 3 of them at a time. I'll throw them in the refrigerator and I leave them there for a day. And what I'll do is I'll take them out and I'll let them sit at room temperature for a few minutes, and then I put them in my salamander broiler, and they're done and they're nice and brown like you would get out of a fancy restaurant within a minute at the most. So I can show that to people. But anyway, I digress. Please subscribe, and I'll see you soon. Okay, thank you very much.